ancient medieval curses, conflicts, and assassination plots around every corner. We're about to head into the bloodiest day of the Succession arc by far. The 12th day is shaping up to be one of the deadliest days aboard the Black Whale. We have at least 9 deadly story plots/threads that have been set up to happen on this day. And today I'm going to tell you all about them. Let's start with the conflict growing between the Mafia families. The balance between the Kakin Mafia families hangs on by a fine thread, and this thread could possibly snap at any moment now, as the threat of Benjamen taking out one of the Mafia benefactors and framing it on one of the other families could trigger the aforementioned thread snapping, causing the Mafia to plunge into an all-out war that could destabilize the lower tiers. It also doesn't help that Benolanov killed an important member of the Shiyu family, and now they're looking for answers. While the Mafia only resorts to physical violence as a last resort, if you kill one of them, then they can't just sit still and let you do that. They need to set an example out of you to deter anyone else from messing with them again. And if the person messing with them happens to be a part of another Mafia family, let's say for example a certain Kenny Wang, then things could get ugly pretty quickly, as Kenny has betrayed both the Shiyu and his very own family, the Cha'ar, and has been working with Morena behind the scenes. The Shiyu could very well misinterpret this as the entire Cha'ar family betraying them. Or even if they don't, they could still blame the Cha'ar for allowing this to happen right under their noses. But regardless of what happens between the Shiyu and the Cha'ar, there's already an unavoidable conflict that has started with the Heil-ly family. Because the Heil-ly have been going on a rampage, trying to cause chaos on the entire ship, which has caused the other Mafia families to work together with the Phantom Troupe to take them out. And now with their true intentions being figured out in recent chapters, the Cha'ar family has given the Troupe the green light to go ahead and eradicate the Heil-ly family. However, the Heil-ly are not to be underestimated, since now they have at least 3 level 50 players, and a 1 level 62 Dogman. With that being said, they are still going up against the Phantom Troupe. They're going to get massacred at this rate. And I'm not underestimating them, it's just that when it comes to Nen battles, experience is very valuable. And the Heil-ly have no experience. They're all newly created Nen users, meanwhile the Phantom Troops have many more years of experience. But there is one thing that the Heil-ly could use that could help them survive a bit longer. The Halkenburg funeral procession. Morena is probably planning to use this event to create a massacre, which would massively boost the Heil-ly's strength. And if they succeed, they might be able to create many more level 100 players, each of which could become a game master themselves, and spread this contagion ability to 22 more players. Not to mention the Nen boost that they will gain for leveling up will make them quite a fearsome enemy. But before that happens, Morena is trying to find a specific person first. It's not clear who it is, but Morena wants to work with them. And I'm putting work in quotes because she doesn't intend to allow them to say no. But as soon as this person is found, this will trigger the final stages of Morena's plan. And the Heil-ly will probably be free to go on an all-you-can-murder buffet in Halkenburg's funeral procession. And speaking of Halkenburg, now that his real body is officially dead, Balsamilko has only 10 hours before the real Balsamilko wakes up and exposes his plan. Which takes us to the next plot, Halkenburg's murder rampage. With only 10 hours, Halkenburg needs to act fast to ensure that Benjamen is taken out. If the time runs out before then, Balsamilko will report his situation to Benjamen, and might even take himself out to ensure the safety of the first prince. So Halkenburg needs to act quickly and make sure to take out Benjamen and all the other princes who are contending for the throne. He doesn't only plan to take out Benjamen, but he plans to settle this entire succession contest right here. So he might be trying to take out all the princes that pose a threat in one move. As he is currently inhabiting the body of Balsamilko, any and every action he takes will not be linked back to him. But still, the number one priority is to take out Benjamen. Because if he fails this very first step, this could be the end of not just Halkenburg, but many others as well. Because that will give Benjamen the perfect excuse to enact martial law. With Halkenburg and Benjamin's conflict being imminent, This means that we will very likely be seeing martial law taking effect on the 12th day, as this has been set up for a while, and it would be crazy to just skip past it at this point. But when this ultimately happens, Benjamin will have complete control over the government of Kakin, allowing him and his soldiers to issue any law that they see fit. If they say a person is a criminal who must be executed, then they can execute them on the spot, no questions asked. And that is a terrible situation for the other princes, who stand in Benjamin's way of becoming king. But doesn't it sound a bit too absurd? How could Benjamin just do all that and not get punished for it after the state of martial law is over? Isn't there someone who will look back at Benjamin's actions and maybe hold him accountable for abusing his power? Well, yes. Yes, there is. Such a thing would be the job for the Justice Bureau. That's why Benjamin plans to infiltrate the Justice Bureau and execute everybody to make sure that nobody prosecutes him afterwards. However, that's not that simple, as Kaiser has caught on to Benjamin's plan and has a plan of his own to counter this. But Kaiser doesn't let the threat of martial law distract him from his other plans, one of which happens to be to plot the assassination of 7th Prince Lucerus. Kaiser, Melody, and Kacho have been planning the assassination of the 7th Prince, who they deem to be the culprit behind Prince Fugetsu's curse. They plan to kidnap Lucerus and put him on an escape raft to have him meet the same fate as Prince Kacho, as any prince who tries to escape the ship will be killed by the mysterious succession contest powers. But I'm not so sure that the plan will work out as simple as that, as Prince Lucerus has been very suspicious of the letter he received, and can't help but feel that there is something off about it, which might influence his guardian beast to act in a protective manner and start setting up traps all over room number 7. And let's not forget that he also hired a hunter by the name of Bacho, someone who has worked with Melody before, as they were both bodyguards for the Nostrada family, which means he could very well know how to counter Melody's ability, and has told Prince Lucerus about it. And it's not like Bacho would just be okay with Melody taking out Prince Lucerus, as we saw them genuinely bond together over some medicinal green leaves. Not to mention that he would be arrested for failing his duties as a guard, as Kaiser plans to accuse all of Lucerus's guards of failing their duties due to being high, and then plans to arrest them. And all of this happening right after Bacho went out of his way to help Fugetsu with her curse and bought them some time. For them to just try to kill his boss the next day must be like a stab in the back. But anyway, the plan Kaiser hatched up has worked flawlessly, and now they have access to all the prince's rooms. Well, almost. A certain 4th prince has refused his letter, as he is currently very busy training. Tserriednich has continued his training, and with each day passing he has shattered records like never before. And it's possible he might start feeling confident enough to start sparring with other nin users. And I feel so sad for whoever that might be. The most likely victims are his guards. The first ones on the shopping block are probably Theta and Salkov. Even though Theta attempted to assassinate him, Tserriednich left her alive, probably to toy with her. And he probably plans to use her to learn all about Nin before he disposes of her. And for Salkov, who even though he had been awakened to Nin at birth and has been training his entire life, he's currently shaking in his boots just watching as Tserriednich surpasses him in the blink of an eye. But if he does kill Salkov, that could seriously turn back to bite him big time, as Salkov is implied to be one of Beyond's cursed children, someone who bears a curse that will activate upon his death to drag someone else with him. And that person could even be Prince Tserriednich himself. And it's not only Salkov, as Longi confirms to us that there is at least 10 of these people who carry these strong curses, and possibly many more with a weaker version of the curse. Basically, the Tier 1 conflict is entirely filled with landmines. One wrong step here or there and you could be triggering a very deadly curse. But even if you are being very careful and playing it safe, you could still get cursed. Camilla's guards, the have-nots, bear a curse-type nin ability that allows them to place a curse that will haunt the target and eventually kill them, but at the cost of their own life. And today is the day that Captain Sarhill of the Have-Nots army has decided to use his ability to curse the 14th Prince Wobble. But this won't be an easy task, as he has to go through Korabika. And Korabika's not messing around. He already suspects that Sarhill might be coming to assassinate Prince Wobble, and has all his guards on high alert to the possibility that Sarhill might try to attempt something in the next training session. So everyone is going to be paying close attention to Sarhill. At this rate, Sarhill will not be able to get close to Wobble at all, at least not without causing a scene. Where have I heard that before? It sounds just like the perfect situation to trigger the conditions for Silent Majority. Every time Korabika conducts one of these Nen lessons, he runs the risk of falling into the trap of the secret Nen user of Silent Majority. And conveniently, we have a Nen lesson that's scheduled on the 12th day. The way this ability works is that they will try to instigate a person to cause a scene. And once the majority of people's attention has been grabbed by this person, the ability triggers and conjures Nin snakes that will attack and drain the blood of their target within a mere 11 seconds. And Sarahill's attempt to curse Wobble might just be the perfect scenario to trigger Silent Majority's conditions, which means we might be seeing more bloodshed in Room 14. These were the events that I'm predicting will happen on this day, but who knows where Togashi is going to take this story next. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.